All right, y'all. I'm waiting on some more people to go and come up in here. Sub support. Sub Steve. There you go, capping about these views. You thought what was 24 hours? Well, I must put the wrong date on the thing. Damn it. That's what you're talking about? Oh shit. That means I just put it wrong. Damn, that's probably why there ain't nobody came in here yet. Shit. Let me put something up in the community. What's up, Ali? Ali, I see you started your channel. I subscribe to your channel. Yeah, I made her a mod. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be over there, you know. I'll be looking at it. All right, so I'm gonna get this thing 30 more seconds and we're gonna just go with what we have. I think it's some funny. I actually just put out a new video, y'all, of some funny shit. It's some funny ass shit that's because I don't know if y'all seen it yet, but this nigga Alejandro, he gotta be stopped. That nigga is funny. And my thing is, who the hell he think he fooling with that? Oh yeah, I definitely got you. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and just dive on in. Everybody else who comes in later just gonna have to, catch up. So basic, like per usual, we got four good topics. And this one right here pretty much is solely dealing with power, but I also got another content creator that's inside of this about power. So it's a little different, but it's hilarious, but it's still based on power. Anyways, the first topic, as you can see, the most ruthless character. And pretty much I'm talking about the most ruthless character throughout all of the Power spin-offs, the original, all of that. And so we're gonna basically be discussing who is the ugliest character of the Power universe at all, like who just had no mercy, didn't give a damn what they did, as long as whatever it is they're trying to get done is getting done. You know, that's all that matters. Then, of course, right after that, we have the St. Patrick's versus the Tejadas. So basically, what I'm going to be talking about in this one, we're going to be covering the parenting. Because as we know, the St. Patrick's and the Tejadas had two different styles of parenting. You know, the St. Patrick's way was, we're going to keep them out of the life pretty much, do it, not really let them know who we really are to try and protect them. And then later on, I suppose it was always part of the agenda for Ghost, at least, to get out later on. Maybe Tasha wasn't up to speed with that, but that it seems to be that was always Ghost's plan. And then, of course, the Tejadas, they had their children in the business. But according to season 4, you know, it seems as if Lorenzo didn't want that. So the Tejadas way is have the people have the children in the business so that you can protect them. And the St. Patrick's way was to have them out of the business so that they can be protected. Which way do we think was the better way? We'll dive into that. And then next, we got your boy Alejandro, people. Now, I'm not sure how many of y'all is familiar with Alejandro, but this nigga is funny because Alejandro here, as of late, has been creating his own leaks. He's saying that he has a leak. He'll say that he has a leak basically for more so of a clickbait purposes, but in actuality, it's some bullshit. So we gonna cover that, and we can dive in together on whether or not this leak is real or not. I also already did an individual video on this particular topic as well. I actually just put it out, but I know a lot of people are on the live screen right now, so you might not be checking it out, but still, it's out there. And last but not least, of course, we have the return of the Ghost Man himself. Pretty much since we've gotten a little bit more information on book 4 Forest, and basically what's going on with that. It's been a lot. I've been kind of paying attention a little bit more to other YouTube power content creators channels. So it's been getting kind of hot. People speculating whether or not Ghost is going to come back. So we're going to dive into that, give the possibilities of him being back. How could he, what would be the storyline and things of that nature. So that is what we have to dig into as of tonight. But first and foremost, let's go ahead and deal with the topic at hand. So the very first one that we have, who is the most ruthless character in the Power universe? Catch up on some of these comments. Tommy White Chocolate, them Tejadas my cousins. I'm gonna stand beside them. Uh, do, do, do. Marvin, Kanan, Rock, Ghost, Monet, Tommy. So, is this an order that you're giving, or is this just your just a top 5 that you're just dropping on me? What's going on? Why is this? Don't tell me this cord got a shortage. Man, it should have been a shortage. So D, you're saying Kanan and Jukebox? She gave a top 6. Now narrow that down to one. We're talking about one single ugly ass nigga. Who is it? Everybody except Elisa Marie, Yaz, Cash, and the innocent characters. So can somebody give me a direct answer? One answer. Takari, thank you. Takari is the first one to give me a one person. He's going with Dre, which actually is not a bad pick because that mind is in his head. What's up, Hazy? I know it's hard. It's definitely hard. But if you ask me, if I mean, this is without me because actually I haven't put too much heavy thought into it myself yet. But I would like to think um, it's got to be between 3 people. Wait, let me see. Um, Hell yeah, Dre is a good pick. That mind nigga is hell. Unique after getting the dog shit out of him by Roddy. Unique did become pretty damn ugly after that, but I think he still had, you know, some kind of morals. You feel me? Like he still had love for Panessa and Jerome. Although he did say, he already been dead before. He ain't doing it again for nobody, not for you, not for Jerome, not for nobody. So he did let them know that, they not coming before him. So I think Unique is a valid pick. Would I say he's the worst? Probably not. I think actually I would go with his brother is worse than him. Because that mind is the reason why Unique became that. Oh, excuse me. Shit. The majority of the cast is slime balls for sure. They out. Diana is also seen as ruthless for our actions and motivation. Yeah, but Diana not even close. We're not even about to entertain Diana. She ain't did enough for her to even be qualified. Like you can actually argue Kane before you argue or Monet before you argue Diana. Snap and Pop is not a bad one, but we did see Pop actually take out Crystal. We did see that. But I don't think they have done enough yet to insert them to the ugly ass Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame of ugliest motherfuckers of power history. So let's go ahead and narrow it down to a 5, and then we can pick from those 5. He said that boy Unique killed the midget. Hey. that nigga was wild last season for real. How rock dick that is. sweet sour, duck sauce, soy sauce. It's hard since most of them had morals at one time or another. Even Kanan shot Juke to save Tariq. Drew when pissed off. Yeah. So I'm gonna say this. I think if we narrow it down to just 5 people, we would get down to, and this is my opinion, Kanan has to be in it. Dre has to be in it. I would say Ronnie has to be in it. Um, then it started getting a little bit more challenging. Like you know what's crazy? It's like Jukebox ugly as hell, but you haven't quite seen everything yet. So it's a little hard to put her in there. You know what I'm saying? So I want to say Jukebox, but we haven't really seen her do that much. But we just know, judging by how it seemed like Ghost and Tommy was a little worried when she was mentioned, that should let you know how ignorant she is. You think Ronnie wasn't on the show long enough to qualify? I don't know, bro. I think the fact that he was able to do that much damage the one season he was on there is kind of what qualified. But let's see. Tommy is pretty goddamn ruthless. So I guess Tommy should be in there as well. Um, and I'm trying to think if it was another. Honestly, I think it's between the ones I just mentioned before. Oh no, I didn't mention unique, huh? So that'll be 5. But I'm just gonna go ahead and hit it right on the head. I think it's between Kanan and it's got to be between Kanan and Dre. Cause them was some grimy ass motherfuckers there. They were as hell. Dre killed the priest. This man, he tried to get folks forget about this. He tried to have Tariq killed. So he didn't give a damn about having. I mean, originally, of course, he wanted to protect Tariq, but after Tariq was so content with doing it himself, he was like, "All right, look, lady, I'm gonna let you just walk into your own grave, and then act like nothing happened." So he was able to say with that. He almost shot his mama. He didn't give a damn about his baby mama. What else they think that nigga did, bro? He got Julio set up. So what makes you think Tommy could possibly be number one? As well as hard since he had Ruthless in a few decent moments. So maybe 95%. Hold on, who y'all talking about? It's contradictory. Kanan has only morals depending on the plot. He murdered an innocent old woman without mercy. But see, here's the thing: was that woman innocent? I think we might need to be waiting on a backstory of that. Hold on, who killed their baby mama? Somebody mad. Hold up, somebody over. I don't know who it is. Somebody on my comment section hidden right now. Hold on. Who the hell is this? Ah, okay. I ain't finna worry about that for now. Anyways, yeah, I think it's Dre. He didn't care about anybody except his daughter, which is true. I think everybody was, you know, on the table except his daughter when it came to him. Tommy don't psych you out, don't psych you out and play around long. He comes for you and him and Marvin. It's definitely Kanan. Niggas was scared of Kanan. With Holly, even though he didn't know. Oh yeah. I forgot about that. Okay, I got you. Dre show extreme ruthless, such as when he killed the priest Callahan to cover his track and even stabbed a drug dealer who helped him. I don't think there is a backstory there other than she was in Bree's apartment. Just a random, just a random unlucky old lady. Okay, but look, Talia, remember what we was talking about yesterday? Maybe you wasn't in here when we talked about it. So think about this. Um, when Kanan was talking to her, and she was like, you used to live in my apartment, and he was like, no, nah, my friend did. I was a block over. So how would Kanan know how to find her and help her with her groceries? Unless, like I told him yesterday, unless he was scouting her out prior, and then he looked at her and was following her, like, okay, that's who's living in the apartment. That means he must have already known her, because how would he have known she was the person living in the apartment? Because he keep in mind, he was helping her with her groceries going into the apartment. So it's like he was able to spot her and knew exactly who lived in there. So he either was scouting her out or he already knew her. So it got to be some kind of backstory. With Dre, anybody could get it. Women and that's true. That's true. Do we have? But see, Kanan is the same. That's why I say it gotta boil down to Dre and Kanan. It's between them two, because I don't think nobody else took out. Well, Tommy killed some women too. That's not true. Tommy ate his hair too. Tommy would be a strong number three. But then again, Tommy, I don't know, bro. Tommy ate his hair. They definitely the top three. But because I feel like Tommy wouldn't touch kids, but at the same time, I think if Destiny didn't tell him what he wanted to know, Destiny was gonna get it. So I don't know, Brad. I just watched that episode too, so I don't know if you mentioned it or not, but Dre also killed Agent Donovan after Donovan saved him and his daughter. I didn't mention that, and he was absolutely ignorant as hell for that. I ain't asked you to do that shit. See, Donovan, you one of those special type of bitch ass niggas. The type to think that he's a good guy. Well, good guys finish last, nigga. That man was ignorant as hell. Man, I don't know. I might be ready to crown Dre, bro. That man, that's an ignorant dude. Bro. I don't know if you would mention. Is it that same nigga I heard early in the morning show? He was talking mad shit, mad at you claiming to defend chopping shit on bite. Hold on, I don't know. I don't think so. It's just somebody random that says something. But this is the thing. Whoever the dude that's in there, don't ban him. Let him do that because he gonna create more traffic. Let him do what he do. Dre never killed kids. Well, he was trying to send. He was definitely trying to send Tariq to his grave. Tommy was the same too. If you wasn't a St. Patrick or his new black family, then he didn't care. Let me see. Let me try to think for a second to see if that's true. Mm. Well, the fact that I'm thinking this long might mean it's well, he cared about Cash and Lakeisha and stuff. Would they qualify under his new black family? Because I'm pretty sure you're saying the forest, the people in forest when you say new black family. Only other thing I can think of is that lady moved in Bree's apartment after Breeze died. Kanan probably knew who that lady was prior to him being arrested. Now we're talking about all of them to Leah. Lisa Marie, if she didn't give him that file. Yeah, he would definitely go tell you. Look, kid, I ain't got time for this shit. Lisa Marie was the only safe one, I think, from Tommy. Now that we now that we speaking on it, then I might have to go with Dre. But then again, Kanan was ready to kill the toddler. That's another thing that I was thinking of. Like he killed his son. He was about to kill Dre's daughter. He was about to kill Tariq. So we know kids ain't off the table when it comes to Kanan. The mind ignorant. He damn near arguably killed his mama. He killed his son. He killed his cousin, who was like his sister. But it's Kanan, man. Forget that. That bad ain't his head. Dre, you a strong number two. It's like they one A and one B, bro. Kanan is one A and Dre is one B. I think if he found out about Keisha signing those papers, he would have killed her himself. He hates snitches. Yeah, it would have hurt him, but yeah, he absolutely would have done it. My thing is opinions are fine, but they don't mean that they got to throw insults and saying such. Well, if they saying fruity stuff, maybe. But like I said, it draws traffic. So just let them do what they do. Dre two, Dre one, Kanan two, Tommy three, Ronnie four. That's not a bad list at all. But like I said, I don't know. Kanan might get that one spot. But I absolutely agree. Dre and Kanan is got to be one and two. Tommy is three. Ronnie is four. I agree with that. So Talia, Rock, Rock is bad, but Rock did have morals. You know what I'm saying? It's certain people that they gotta absolutely just push her to the edge, I think, for her to take out. And then I think it don't matter what Kanan would have done, she wasn't gonna touch him. We know we can't say the same for Kanan because he already killed his kid. So I mean, if we did a top five most ruthless women, Rock is absolutely in the running. But can we actually say she's the most ruthless woman? Probably not. Honestly, we might can. Hmm. Man really held Dre daughter and said, "You want to fly, little mama?" Dead as a tie, Dre and Kanan. Yeah, that's really what the real debate is on. Dre and Kanan. And running, he was like a robot. Yeah, go ahead and let him stay on that. Like I said, because when people, this is the thing, haters are profitable, whether they want to be or not. They're still profitable. This is the thing. Haters help your channel grow because once they own there doing all that hate, it's gonna have other people seeing it, and they're gonna wonder what the hell's going on in this channel. And they're gonna come in to look. So let them just go. I thought Kanan was gonna unalive Tariq in the back of their police car. That would have changed the trajectory of everything. Rock definitely over Ronnie. So I absolutely agree with the part with Tariq being in that back seat. First time seeing it, I was definitely worried. I was like, "Damn, he about to get Tariq." And then, of course, he didn't do it. But Rock being over Ronnie, I don't know about that because Ronnie beat the hell out of his brother like that over some shit he was definitely wrong about. More than it really was more so pride. He couldn't believe that his little brother just whooped his ass. So that's what led to him doing that. Right? I don't know if Rock could have done that to Lulu or somebody. Monet, the most ruthless woman. Yeah, I think she might be. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just thought about it because you still got Rock is a challenge. You got Rock. Then you know who else is a wild card that's low key would been if DeMarcus was in here, I know he would probably agree. A wild card would be Claudia because she was ruthless enough to kill her father, set him up to die, and she was willing to sacrifice her brother as well, who was helping her, just so that she could take over the whole business. So she was a savage too. Rock and Ghost were commanders. They let others do the work. Yeah. Would have been justified for popping Tariq little ass too. I couldn't I could definitely see Ghost snapping on Tasha if that. Oh yeah. So here's a question. Now that just randomly since I seen that, do you think, let's say Kanan would have went through? That should be another topic for another day too. Let's say Kanan would have went through with taking out Tariq after he ended up taking out all the cops. Do y'all think Ghost would have been mad enough to possibly take out Tasha or even Angie? Because keep in mind, both of them was kind of in on that. I mean, more granted, it was more so Tasha's idea, but both of them was in on it. So would he have taken out one of them or perhaps both of them because of the death of his son, with them involving him, which was pretty kind of crazy. So D said woman would be Noma, Monet, Rock, Tasha. So I think Noma actually is pretty damn ruthless. She didn't give a damn. Look like she didn't give a damn about nobody but her daughter. So she was pretty ruthless for sure. Um, but I think Claudia definitely would have to go in front of Tasha, and undoubtedly, Claudia is more ruthless than Tasha. Now maybe, now maybe you can debate her to be four. I don't know. She can. She's ahead of Rock and Monet or Noma, but absolutely in front of Tasha. So that I guess that would be like your Mount Rushmore of the women. Monet was really out in that field. Tommy Ruthless stabbing Bailey Markham to death after discovery his true motive. Mm-hmm. We're not trying to be a dictator, just trying to look out for the chat and the channel. I get you. It's all good. Yeah, these comments definitely help him out. That's why a lot of us never went back and forth with fair play, but unsubscribed from him instead. Ronnie was ready to kill an innocent old lady. Ronnie was ignorant, bro. One thing for sure, I would say he was my favorite. Mine was ignorant. Hey, after the play, Ronnie said he used Jason as his motivation. He sure acted like it too. Yeah, you can definitely see it. Creepy ass nigga. Monet gave Tariq the go ahead to kill Kane if he stepped to Tariq again. Yeah, but that wasn't the same as her saying, just go out and take him. Like she said, if I get word that you hunting him down, she gonna come for you. But if he come to you, basically she was saying this is streets. You got to defend yourself. If he come at you, then hey, by all means, take care of that nigga. But just don't deliberately go after him trying to take him out. So that's kind of and that's more so understandable. All right, as the next time I see one of them trolls, I just let them stay. Man, I'm gonna go Jukebox as most ruthless woman. Yeah, see, I want to say that too, bro, but you know, we just didn't see enough material to say it for her. It's crazy. It's like we know that that's the case with her, but at the same time, we haven't seen it. Because all we ever seen her do was take out when she was younger jukebox. She took out the dude that almost took out Marvin, and then of course the adult jukebox. She took out whatever that dude name that she shot at the store, and then she kidnapped Tariq. I mean, shit, we didn't really see that much of her. One, he hasn't done enough dirt. All he did was hurt Unique. Rock killed her mom. Rock killed her mom when her brothers didn't have the heart to. Rock sacraments numerous other innocent people. Hmm. Ronnie also killed Dean because he told him that he told Unique that he came to go see him too. He also tried to take out Rock. Um, I don't know, bro. The mind was just ignorant. I get what you're saying, but the mind was ignorant. One is unpredictable and reckless, which makes him a significant and dangerous threat to those around him. Goes Tariq Kane until Noma never harmed women like that. Yep. Goals would have killed both of them 100%. Losing both of the twins would have fucked him up. Noma was a fraud. I mean, absolutely. It's like I just feel like they was trying too hard with Noma. You know, it's like she was there. We get it that she's supposed to be this ruthless, um, strong, powerful individual, but like it's just like they were trying too hard to make us believe it. Noma was a fraud to me though. Okay, so we got two people saying Noma was a fraud. I mean, I definitely agree with y'all, but we know what she's supposed to be. I'm gonna actually lean into him possibly taking out Angie. There was supposed to be a storyline where Ghost killed Angie instead of Tommy, and that would have fed that story. Really, I actually never heard of that. This is the first I've heard of this. It was a storyline where he was supposed to took out Andy. I need to go dig for that. Noma is the power character I hate the most. I think that's everybody, bro. I think almost everybody hated her. Forgot about Claudia. Yeah, Claudia was tough. Monet saw through Noma out top. She talked all that shit about who killed Mecca, and when she found out it was Monet, she didn't do shit. That's true. Noma was jealous about Mecca choose Monet. Kane chose Monet. It is true. Both of them did on her head. Ronnie is just like those out of prison for real. Ronnie had his reasons like Kanan. What up, Marcus? Okay, I got it. I'm a mod on the other channels too with different set of rules. Other channel hosts tell me if you see any troll and get rid of them on site. Gotcha. I made a post about Noma and it shows the difference in our culture as black and Africans. Mm. Noma's brother will end up being more ruthless than her. Hopefully, I'm hoping for that. But anyway, we've been on this topic for a little too long. Let's go ahead and transition. And we'll go ahead and move it over to the second one. Now we are talking on the St. Patrick's versus the Tejadas. So if you wasn't here in the beginning, I'll go ahead and give you the introduction again. Pretty much, I'm saying with this one is whose way of life was better. Like, they both had a different way of parenting. The St. Patrick's way was we're going to protect our kids by not allowing them to know that we're in the game, where our main source of income is coming from, and we're not gonna, we want them to end up going to school, create a legit, life with themselves, and eventually we get out the game and just throw it all away. That's the St. Patrick's way. And then, of course, you got the Tejadas way, which was, although it seems like Lorenzo disagreed, according to the bogus writing of Book Two Ghosts, Monet decided to include the children in the family business and, you know, basically teach them how to move in it so that they can protect them that way. Who had the better parenting? Oh. Yeah, I agree. When she took out Obi, Noma just fell apart. That was some of the dumbest shit she could ever do. I'm gonna say this: if we are doing a live session, get their ass up out of here. If they're commenting on a video, it's cool. That's what I mean. If they're just spamming and saying a bunch of just weird, ugly ass shit during the live, then I'm cool with it. So how does they kids knew what was up? My argument with St. Patrick's, y'all lied, and that messed up your kids to survive in the danger that they were in. I always respected the Tejadas more. Okay, so we got one vote for the Tejadas. St. Patrick's were technically better parents. They didn't expect them to get into the game. Monet expected that and wanted her kids to devote their life to the game and ready to use Zeke as backup. Hmm. So let me go ahead and put a little bit more perspective into it. We have to keep this in mind that we understand, what Ghost's plan was for them, of course, because he wanted them to be protected because he didn't want them to end up getting into that life and becoming consumed by it. That it ended up with one of them being, you know, killed or locked up. But on the flip side, like you said, it makes them vulnerable in case danger was to come their way and they wouldn't know exactly why or what's going on, how to move, because they're going to be completely oblivious to the entire situation. And let's look at it. Monet, you know what I'm saying? So far, all of her kids are alive, except the one that she didn't really have in the business, which was Zeke. That's the only one that was kind of green and he got taken out. So just putting that out there. The St. Patrick's, I can't justify putting your children in harm's way. Yeah, you taught them how to protect themselves, but mentally they were messed up. Neither side really will win in the end. so if if Ghost was able to successfully, let's give this scenario. Let's say that Kanan was never a factor. Matter of fact, let's just even go so far and say that Ghost actually listened to Tasha back in the day and he killed Kanan. So Kanan was never able to come into their life, ultimately, turn out to Reek and get him to go down the wrong path. So that means more than likely Raina would have never gotten killed by Ray Ray. And perhaps both of them would still be alive today. And let's say Tariq never reached the amount of hatred that he ended up reaching for Ghost. And Ghost was actually able to become lieutenant governor like planned. Do you think that potentially their lives could have shaped up to become normal and they just, made it out, the children? Or do you still think maybe eventually it would have circled back on them? With yeah, on both sides there's problems. The St. Patrick's kept the kids in the dark and that backfired. What's up, Razul? The St. Patrick's should have left the city to keep the image and save them all. So you're saying they should have just left New York altogether? But the operation was in New York. Absolutely, my boy. I did it. Did you see my video I made on it already? I made a video already that I put out there. And we're gonna cover that on the live right after this. After this topic. The mind out of his mind, bro. That's what I was saying at the beginning. He gotta be stopped. The nigga is funny, bro. Okay. Well, yeah, I did an individual video on it already. If Ghost stayed with Tasha, maybe. But since he left Tasha for Angie, that enraged Tariq to do the opposite to spite him. Yeah, but I think it is possible. Now, I'm just gonna say this. I think it is possible that maybe he would have been able to get through with Tariq if he kept trying hard enough and be like, look, son, I still love you. I still love you. I ain't got that, I understand we're not living among the same roof with your mother anymore, but that doesn't change anything. Maybe eventually he could have, gotten through to him. And I still don't think he would have been, gotten to the point that he would have wanted to kill him. They both failed as parents. Power is too one dimensional. I would like to see better character development. The plot shouldn't always be extortion to keep selling drugs, and somebody turns into killers. That's why, Takari, I think you'll like Snowfall, bro, because the character development on that giant is fine. All right, trust me. I was like niggas in the conversation, but y'all funny, bro. But for anybody that agree with that nigga, y'all tripping. I remember seeing Alejandro's comments many years ago on my Darts videos doing Power Season 5 and 6. He technically an OG. Yeah, Alejandro has absolutely been around a while. He just out of his mind with them last couple of videos he done made. Like, it's no way of that shit being true. Tommy had it in the streets with the laundromats, Ghost being in the background and getting the other legit businesses together. Unlike the Tejadas, the St. Patrick family struggles with loyalty with Tariq, often not looking to Ghost as a father figure and viewing other figures like Kanan more positively. I mean, you low key can make the same claim with the Tejadas. I mean, didn't all them folks, all them, they didn't always trust Monet like that. But honestly, the U.S. is built on this corruption, not just us as blacks. Yeah, it's definitely hindering other communities too. I think it's hindering us the most. Definitely hitting us harder. But the transition was too sudden for Tariq to adapt to. 1 minute, 1 minute they're a family, then they're meeting dad's new girlfriend. Yeah, I mean that's more so the writing, if you ask me. What's up, Demarcus? Hmm. You can get your last your opinion in, Demarcus, if you want to. Before I close this segment out, is basically we're talking on the parenting between St. Patrick's and the Tejadas. Who was the better parents? Because the St. Patrick's philosophy was to protect the kids by keeping them out of the game, and then basically lying to them about who they really were, but also leaving them a little open to if danger was to occur, they wouldn't really know how to protect themselves. But pretty much they felt like they had things under control so good that that would never happen. Or the Tejadas way, which was putting the kids in the game, but showing them the ropes so that they can know how to move and protect themselves. Which one was the better parenting? So you can go ahead and give your opinion on that before I close it out. This is why I hate the narrative Tariq is a genius compared to the Tejadas. It was all about opportunity. Hmm. I mean, yeah, absolutely. Tariq was granted a good opportunity due to his relations to the Tejadas. That's kind of the only reason why he was able to get on top. But hey, sometimes opportunity, you got to take advantage of it. That's how it works. Tejadas was upfront and honest, but the kids couldn't have a life of their own. Exactly. That was the thing, too. She was controlling them. Ghost and Tasha wasn't controlling Tariq and Raina's in them life. They just didn't, Ghost just somewhat tried to control him once he figured out that, he was trying to be in the game. And that's a little bit more understandable. So you're going to go with the Tejadas as well. What's your reasoning for saying the Tejadas? Monet manipulation and lack of love messed them up. Yeah, she was always way too hard for sure. And, she never really did any kind of nurturing. So pretty much the kids never got any nurturing whatsoever because Lorenzo was in jail and not there to do it, and Monet didn't give it to him either. Monet Rock Ghost had confliction as boss slash parents issues. Uh, see that's the thing though. At least Rock, I'm gonna say this: Rock still was kind of nurturing towards Kanan. Though she did make sure she still took time out of her day to check up on him, make sure he was good, show him love, letting him know she loved him and stuff like that. She still did family activities with him. You know, was even willing to sacrifice her own business and stuff for him. Monet was kind of the opposite. She was it's like she always chose the business first. They pretty much highlighted that in season 4. And Ghost is the same way. So Ghost and Rock is kind of the same on that way. Monet, not so much. Ghost did say he gonna get Tariq through high school and college, and he'll learn to love him again. Yep, did say that. But see, that goes to another point of mine, how Tasha just wouldn't support the nigga. Like all the stuff that he used to try to get her to do, she ended up going with what she wanted to do because of what she think. It's like she was. It's like she did a lot of stuff with Ghost and stuff like that, but on pivotal moments when she decided to do shit on her own, it kind of fucked shit up. At least Monet was honest with her kids. I mean, shoot, you don't think some of the times you got to lie to your kids? I don't know. I think you do. It just depends on what you lying to them about. The St. Patrick's had that dude had that. I guess you meant too, as I say, not as I do mentality. Oh, okay, got you. Do as I say, not as I do mentality. That's never successful. Well, but keep in mind, remember I gave the scenario that if they would have killed Kanan long ago before he even got to meet Tariq, they never would have known what they do. Probably. Rock was selfish too, manipulating her son to kill his father. Absolutely. She was ignorant as hell for that. I think Tasha would have come around, but she was burnt out too. Well, it was some damn crucial times they was in. The Tejadas internal bond are much stronger and more cohesive than the St. Patrick's fractured relationships. Yeah, I mean, so I don't know though, because Kane's personality, it do seem like he never would have let his sister get killed, but at the same time, we do have to consider this. Tariq was much younger than the age that we met Kane as. And even if Kane would have tried to help, he probably would have ended up meeting his end. Just saying. Where was he going to do? He didn't have no gun. Monet always lied to Drew about letting him do art. Shut it. But all right, I'm gonna go ahead and transition over to this next one. And this next one is just funny as hell to me. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to do it. Alejandro Gonzalez. So I know some of y'all in here is familiar with him and his shot. Like we said earlier, he's been around for quite a while. But as of recent today, he put out a video that was just funny as hell. He first had another video that was funny that he was claiming that was a leak of Kanan taking out Rock, which absolutely was some bullshit. It was some AI generated bullshit. Now he has brand new Ghost Returns AI generated bullshit. So if those of y'all that's not aware of it, that shit was funny. I did a reaction video to it already because it was just straight up hilarious. And I would love to just get y'all opinion on it. Do you think it's a possibility that this shit could be true? I ain't gonna lie to you. If you do think it's a possibility that this is a real leak, I might have to cook your ass. Sasha St. Patrick, while protective of her children, lacks the street cred and power of some like Monet. Mm-hmm. Support as long as they're in the game. It doesn't seem like it. Mm. Will there ever be a parent in power that never lie or manipulate? Hmm. You know, I kind of feel like Lorenzo never lied and manipulated. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong if y'all can think of a scenario where he did. But I can't, right now at the top of my head, I don't think Lorenzo did that. They knew they was in the game. He was honest about that, you know. Well, I guess you can say he kind of lied about the Zeke situation. So I guess that one. Hmm. Low key, Howard didn't lie to Kanan once he found out about it. That I can think of. And I don't think Marvin ever lied to Jukebox that we can think of. Perhaps I'm tripping. Y'all can let me know. I don't think he manipulated Diana with that situation though. He pretty much just told her what it was. Manipulating is kind of, you kind of finessing them to believe something so that he can do it. What he told her was the truth. He didn't manipulate her. Noma was on Kane's ass. That was the truth. And if they didn't find a way to get that product moved, Noma was gonna kill all of them. So that's not true. Told her she can go to Stansfield to get away from selling drugs, only to make her sell with Stansfield. But that's because of different circumstances. I think he said that before the Noma situation. I'm back. I laughed for 10 minutes and your video was hey, he guilty down into it. So swarm of form of manipulation. Okay. Hey, hey Razul. The mind was tripping though, right? The mind was tripping. And I gotta go ahead and just show y'all this hilarious shit. I'm sorry. This some trust me, it's worth it. This some funny shit. Let me go ahead and find it. Hold on, where it go? So I don't want to play the entire, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to play the entire video up here because I don't want to keep, this up for too long. But This some funny shit, y'all. Like I said, I did an individual video on it. This nigga has to be stopped. So we're gonna go ahead and play this thing. This is gonna this is Alejandro's new video trying to finesse us that this shit is a new leak coming from Power Book 4 Season 3.
Right? And it seems like one of the producers working on the shows, or probably 50 Cent himself, just wanted to give the fans something to talk about before the season. Shows us a
So hold up.
posted to his IG story. Check them out.
So first off, this image that y'all about to see, this nigga is saying that this is an image that 50 Cent had on his story before taking it down. Trust me, 50 Cent never had this shit on his story. This nigga's capping.
Oh, this leak shows us a shot of
bro, look at these niggas, bro. Look at this nigga, bro. This supposed to be Ghost. This supposed to be Tariq in the damn backseat. And this nigga supposed to be Tommy. Bro, are you serious, bro? There's no way.
Tommy in his car. And if you look right next to him, you can clearly tell that this is Ghost sitting right next to him. In the back seat, we can also see the Tariq. It's all.
Then he talking about you can clearly see. Clearly, nigga, that don't look like no damn Ghost. It don't really look like Tariq either. That nigga, like I said earlier, that's Mowgli from Jungle Book.
Also with them. And they seem to be headed somewhere. If you look closely at Tommy's face, you can see that he's been growing a bit of facial hair on his face. So if I have to guess, this is probably most likely towards the very end of the next season of Force. It's probably right after Tariq gets that call, and it's connected to the very final episode.
Nah, the video is even funnier though, y'all. Hold on. I don't want to keep this shit on here too long. I'm sorry. This nigga is funny. This nigga really tried to fool us like this is a real leak. Like, bro, anybody dumb enough to believe this shit, y'all need to have an IQ test done.
Post. And this has to be immediately after we see him get that call in the finale of Book 2.
We gotta steal this shit.
We need to start moving now.
Let's go, man. Come on, man. That's Tommy. First off, y'all, this is to let you know how much full of shit this nigga is. This Tommy right here that we're looking at, that looks like Tommy, the Power Ranger from back in the day, the green and what is the white Power Ranger from back in the day, don't look like the Tommy he just showed us in the goddamn car. Come on, bro. Bro, this nigga has to be stopped, bro.
As we can all see in this leak, Tariq seems to be very shocked as he enters that warehouse. And this is probably the first time that he's finding out that Ghost is still alive, which is going to be a very interesting conversation. This right here is exactly what the fans have.
No, man. You gotta stop. Then he gonna say this shit. This shit was crazy.
Which is going to be a very interesting conversation. This right here is exactly what the fans have been asking for.
Nah,
this is exactly what I've been trying to tell you guys. And remember, 50 Cent has done this in the past. These power leagues aren't anything new. Some fans are upset about it, but the leagues, they help promote the show. The marketing is everything. 50 Cent, he has done this before. Now, for the people that want to argue that this isn't real,
it's not real, England. I'm gonna argue it to the damn day I die. It is not real, England, nigga.
Pay very close attention to Ghost's voice.
We need to start moving now.
What Kanan didn't know, what Kanan couldn't tell you, is that I gave Breeze one more chance. I asked him to change his mind. He didn't.
We need to start moving now.
This is Omari Hardwick's voice.
Bruh. Hey, we don't really gotta hit. Hold on. One more thing. I gotta go to the comment section, bro. I have to go to the comment section. It's already been rumored Omari Hardwick was seen on set if that final season. Yeah, that don't got nothing to do with this video because that ain't it. Exactly, bro. People were saying that when they were starting production last year, that's next theory I got coming in a couple of days. Explains what I believe Ghost went to do when he disappeared. Hey, I agree that I believe he might be showing up in force, but this just ain't the leak, and you know it. I am so glad that he back as Ghost. Bro, what are we doing? What kind of goofies is on here? No cap, people were saying that early last year and they saw him. Okay, so it ain't many comments on here yet. He probably controlling some of these comments because there's no way niggas is actually believing this shit. I'm sorry. I think it's absolutely no way people is actually believing this shit. Like, it's just there's no way people are this fucking retarded. I'm sorry. There's no fucking way. I'm sorry, bro. I had to put that out there, but that shit was funny as hell. That shit was funny as hell. Oh my god, let me read the comment. Oh, bro, there's no fucking way, bro. That is crazy, bro. I cannot believe this nigga tried to do this. I'm like, bro, you really thought that shit was believable, bro? Like, who? This is crazy, bro. Like, because this is my thing. Yeah, you can do some clickbait. You might get up some views because people be like, dang, it's a new leak. You know, folks might click it, but they're gonna turn it off fast once they figure out it's some bullshit. And then what's gonna happen is you're gonna lose all your credibility. Like, I'd rather keep my credibility and release stuff that might be true. You know, I'm gonna let you know it's a prediction and theory, and it might be true, than to actually create a phony ass video and try to hope that 2-year-olds is watching it to make them believe this shit. Like, that is crazy. All right, let's read these comments, right? Yeah, his videos is definitely clickbait. Nobody came out to find out Zeke his brother and not cousin. So he's your older son of diabetes. The mindset of power video game. It did look like a video game, bro. To be powered. Everybody that gotta be stopped, bro. Man, I thought that was Dave Batista. Oh God, to really look like some kind of ET, bro. No, bro, he trying to really fool people to that shit, bro. He really trying to fool people. Cause look, I would have thought it was a troll at first too, or you know, because you know, y'all do know this is not his only video like this. This is his second one. He got another one where he's showing that is a leak for when Kanan took out Rock. It looks like a low budget Asian product. This is crazy, bro. She said ghosts are like Umar shots. Hey, Ghost gonna show up like Ghost gonna show up like, hey, Tariq, I told you you had to go to college, but you didn't want to believe it. Told you to don't start keep thinking that you're smarter than me. Don't ever make that mistake again. I'm gonna say it again. Keep thinking you're smarter than me. Don't ever make that mistake again. Keep thinking you're smarter than me. Don't ever make that mistake again. The teaser to Power video game coming. Hey, a Power video game probably would be cool too, though. Some people would actually believe that this video is with, bro. I would hope not. I would hope not. I don't think people can be this dumb. Hey, this shit is funny as hell. But when I say that, bro, I say, bro, this shit is some of the funny shit I seen all day, right? I had to do a reaction video to it, and I said, bro, I gotta put this on the live, bro. This nigga is too funny for this. Oh boy. Who was the fourth guy? Who knows, bro? Who fucking knows? Breeze. Hey, this shit is funny as hell. The reason like I'm legend. Oh shit. Yeah, he over there talking about 50 Cent deleted the shit. Bro, 50 Cent deleted motherfucking thing. He didn't put that shit up. There's no way 50 Cent is gonna destroy the integrity of his name, putting some bullshit out there like that. Oh God, that's the bootleg that we used to buy for the movies, bro. Actually, speaking on that deleted post credit scene, I was thinking they may have deleted it to add it as a post credit scene to force along with Tommy's dialogue to conversation to set up legacy. I mean, don't you think legacy will come right after that though? I mean, like a little long after that. We need to flag this shit down. Alejandro really trying to put that. I ain't gonna flag him. That's one thing I'm not gonna do. I ain't gonna I'm not gonna hate on his game. If people stupid enough to believe that shit, I'm gonna let it go. I just thought this shit was hilarious, and I had to let folks know, bro, this shit is funny. This is the twisted way to keep y'all talking about Force and Power Origins and Power Legacy. Yeah, it really didn't sound much like a meter. That's why I checked D. That's why I checked the comment section. I was like, bro, I gotta look in the comment section to see if people actually falling for this shit. Oh, you commented? Razul, you commented on it and he probably deleted. I told you, that's what I said. He's probably monitoring the comment section. And anytime somebody puts something on there that's going against what he's saying, he's deleting it. He's hiding all the comments so that folks that are gullible enough to believe it would keep on going in there like, yeah, bro. Damn, good shit, bro. Yeah, that's definitely, bro. That's Google VO. Matter of fact, let me show y'all something real quick. I'm gonna show y'all. For those of y'all who comments I didn't get to, my bad. But let me show y'all something. I can create something else like a scene right now. This is a scene I was doing from a promo that I was creating for somebody, right? I can create, hold on. Watch this shit. All in. No, he doesn't does this all the time. It's like with the rise of AI coming, I guess he decided I can finesse people into believing I got the leaks to stuff for views. But unfortunately, he's failing miserably. Excuse me. Okay, so we have the video, people. It's gonna be very shitty. See, you gotta actually keep prompting it because as you can see, this nigga don't look nothing like Ghost or nothing like that. But anyways, this is the bullshit it came. You got to give it more detail. I probably should have added like an image of what Ghost look like so they can kind of steal it, which I can do that if y'all want me to do it. But this is the bullshit that it came up with. I probably should have did this with what's the other one? Because this is Flow. I should have did it with Gemini. Because Gemini kind of give you more of a realistic type of thing. Okay, so that then this one didn't even have no damn sound. Yeah, I need to go to Gemini because Gemini will give you a better one. That's what I think I'm about to do. Hold on. Like this shit is crazy that this nigga really thought he was gonna be able to finesse folks with this shit. I'm about to go to the other one. God damn, I typing this terrible right now. All right, so it's in there. Let's see what it comes out to give us. Because this is what that nigga did. Trust me. Like, you have to spend a lot of time to be able to get it to eventually come close to what he even got. Because the stuff, like dealing with these, it takes a lot of time. It's very time consuming. But okay, so it's telling me they can't use this image. He probably didn't use Gemini. He probably actually used the Google VO advanced one, I'm guessing. But this is basically what I'm showing y'all is he used something like this in order to accomplish this. Wait, is this the image one or is this the video? I made. So this is the photo. As you can see, the motherfucker don't look nothing like him. Just like his looks somewhat like him, but you know. Why is it saying it can't do video right now? Because I know I've done video with this before. Let's see. Well, anyway, I don't want to waste too much more time on this. But y'all get the gist of what I was saying. This is what that nigga used. Like, absolutely, this is what he used. He used something similar to this to accomplish what he ended up getting. It's many different AI, softwares and stuff that you can end up using to create stuff like that. And obviously, it looks like he's pretty advanced with finessing that he was able to create this shit. He said, "That's Davis Diagos. Can't use image imagine of the real actors because of copyright. Image, okay, gotcha. He probably did use Umar and light them up." Your comment's gone, bro. Oh, you say your comment's still there? Oh, okay, so good. He left it on there. That nigga probably deleted 100 comments, only kept 5. Hey, this is my outline, bro. This nigga is really funny for this. I'm sorry, y'all. I thought this shit would be hella hilarious. And okay, so he deleted some of your comments, but some of them still out there. Yeah, nigga going damn. I should leave one on there right now. But like, bro, stop trying for this, bro. You know, get damn well you created this bullshit using AI. But sorry, that shit was just put on my heart to troll him for that because that shit's funny. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry, Ashley, because that shit was funny. Yeah, I think we all agree that that was a very funny segment. I still rock with you though, Alejandro. I believe Ghost still alive too. And speaking of Ghost being still alive, that is the last that is the last topic of the day. Ghost return. Yeah, it was definitely my laugh of the day. He was absolutely by laughing today. You say he gonna block me? He might. Hey, y'all boy don't block me though, because I don't comment on his stuff no more. But when I used to, he'll just hide my comment or delete it. But he didn't block me. He said he created his own script. I seen it on here. If not for this last screen, I probably never would have seen it. Oh, goes wake Tariq standing up over his bed like an OG Power. That'd be funny and a great scene. Yeah, bro, the mind credibility is cooked. Like nobody with real sense that actually care would follow his child anymore after that, because that is crazy. But yeah, like I said, the return of Ghost. I know a lot of us don't believe he's coming back, but I am one to believe that he will. Like I said, if he don't show back after Force, then I might actually consider that it might be the end of the road for him. Maybe. It all depends on how it ends. You feel me? So, but if he does return, when and how could you foresee it happening? If you leave a comment under one of those clip bait videos, he's going to erase that motherfucker expeditionally. Hell yeah, he go delete it. Wake up. I said, wake up. Sleeping time's over, motherfucker. Let's go. Yeah, I know he got one coming on the 30th. I hope that one's better than this one, bro. That's crazy. Plot twist: the whole Power universe is a dream Tariq had in Power season 6 before Ghost woke him up with the gun. You know, and I could see a scenario where a lot of it could turn out to be a dream. I mean, that's a great way actually that they could bring Ghost back. But like all of this that you've seen after this was a dream scenario. Because remember, I actually made a video that the gunshot happened. Let's say Tariq actually did shoot him, but he survived. And all the events that we saw, you know, with Book 2 Ghost, Forest, and all of that were images that Ghost saw in his head while in a coma. And then he wakes up. I think he created his own script and not creating plagiarism, though. I think he would come to Tommy or Tasha first. I say if I had to bet on it, I'll say he'll come to Tommy. Yeah. I also could see him going to Tasha too, though. Yeah. Because you remember, it was some speculation on Book 2, Episode 7, the I Can't Fix This situation. And when Tariq went to go visit Tasha, the way she answered the door, it kind of seemed like it was somebody that she was expecting. But once she saw it was Tariq, she kind of changed her demeanor a little bit. And there was a lot of people trying to, you know, make speculations on who they thought it was. Some was saying Ghost, maybe. I think many fans desired Ghost's return to the show, particularly to help his son Tariq and Feud. That's gonna be his next AI video. He working on the edit right now. Yep, the Tejadas, Braden, and Effie were never real. It was all a lie. Well, if that was the case, if you know, Woody McClain actually does want to be done with Power, that could be a way that they can write it in. Let's say the Tejada's situation was never real. But how would that play out for the other ones that still wants to? But I'm pretty sure, um, Lavelle and Latoya probably still wants to be a part of it. I'm having doubts about him appearing in Voice now. It seems like he would disrupt the storyline. Legacy would make more sense. Well, I'm gonna say this: if I think he returns in Force, it would have to be like the very end of the final episode. I could see something like that. That way, the ratings would be blown out the roof, similar to how they did with Breeze on the end of Raising Kanan season 4. That way, people would have so much to look forward to. They'll be anxious. A bunch of different theories and predictions and stuff is going to be exploding. Alejandro is going to make another video. A lot of things is going to play, happen once, that is if they were to go that route. So I can see him being at the end of Force. And then, of course, them actually showing him acting, like coming back, actually back and, getting in these streets. That would be in Legacy. And then Legacy could be about, Ghost finally teaching him the motherfucking game. Like he was asking him. Tasha knocked out Tariq when he thought he killed Ghost. Like she knocked him out when her and Tommy was talking at her house. That's interesting. They might make a decent video. Let me put that in my list. You can tell that the power streets are dry when people just create outrageous theories. I think last minute of episode 10 of Force, we will see Ghost. And then he starts Legacy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it'll be something like that. Tommy and Tariq are cornered and Ghost come blasting. Yep. It could be something like that where, Tommy and Tariq, it look like, damn, how they gonna escape this and then bam. Kind of like, what we've seen in episode 501 in the original Power, where, Tariq and not Tariq, Ghost and Tommy were, basically cornered by Dre and, Dre, Cristobal and his crew. And then Kanan came in blasting. So we could get possibly a scenario like that. Except this time it's Ghost saving Tariq and Tommy. And then they jump in the car and then start driving off and it ends something like that. Book 2 is a dream of Ghost reliving his past mixed with fearing of Tariq turning out like him. That's interesting, actually. Appearing in the last episode would be epic. Yeah. James St. Patrick could be in Miami with Ramona and Lee and trying to get his clientele up with Simon Stern using the club business. Also, very much possible DeMarcus, because keep in mind, all three of those characters that you just mentioned, we haven't seen in quite a while. Like Simon Stern just disappeared after what? I think the last time we seen him was season 2 of book 2. And then, of course, Lee, we haven't seen him since season 2 of, the original Power. And then, of course, Ramona, we haven't seen her at the same time we haven't seen Ghost. And there's no reason for her to not be seen again because, she's clearly still alive. So to me, that's the biggest outside of a bunch. You know, we got a bunch of other things, but one of my biggest things that really making me say, you know, Ghost is still alive is the fact that Ramona has yet to surface. And there's no reasoning, if you ask me, for them to never show her again if it's not nothing tied to Ghost. So they're probably waiting on the perfect situation, kind of like what Amari Hart was saying. You know, if he was to return, it got to be the perfect situation. So she probably is attached to him. They're like a bundle. And whenever Ghost shows up, she's going to show up. Other proposed ghosts may have faked his death and Cloud could return to save Tommy, perhaps due to a tracker or a prearranged plan. What if Ghost put Tariq in a coma for pulling out a gun on him? So basically, all of that, it's still a coma, but it's Tariq in the coma because Ghost knocked his ass the hell out. Basically, all y'all doing is piggybacking and promoting each other video at this point. Who is y'all? We still don't know who was in that vehicle in the cut watching people in multiple episodes of Power. That is another thing that's very weird that we never got the answer to. I think Tamika, the lawyer, knows something too. What makes you think Tamika knows something? Razul, Lee is the guy from season 2. You remember when Simon Stern took Ghost club, and then he had Ghost going to get other people to sign off their club, but Lee is the one that Ghost was able to convince to sign. Like, we can work together to, you know, to try to gain some leverage to take Stern down, beat him to the punch. He was a white guy who was a nightclub owner up in Miami. That's who Lee is. Damn. It's a dream. What are the odds of Tariq coincidentally having a white best friend in the game with him like Tommy, with him back in the day? I mean, a lot of it do align up with all these parallels and stuff. I mean, that is something that's kind of true. She always willingly came to Tariq and Tasha's aid, and she knew a lot, but stayed solid to do the right things. I mean, I never thought, I always had a list. I actually did a video on this, a list of people that is aware that Ghost is still alive. I mean, I never really got suspicious of Tamika, but that is an interesting take. Maybe after I go back and rewatch Book 2 Ghost again, I'll start to see it. What makes me think he's alive is no one officially claimed the body. The ambulance pulling out with sirens on. They wouldn't do that for a dead body. That's true. And then, you know, it's so many of them. Like, it's not like it's just 1, 2, 3. Like, nigga, we can legit think of like 10 different things that just simply didn't make sense. That's basically looking like, you know, he has to be alive. So, and then of course, you know, we remember during the time of the original Power, every time a character that was big enough was taken out, they put RIP to them on the Stars channel. They never did that for Ghost. During the Power Choice Awards, everybody who died at that time, they basically, you know, put them on an obituary and then put their cost of death. But for Ghost, they just put Ghost and then put the GOAT. That's it. So that's another, you know, thing to raise your eyebrows about. Okay, is this nigga dead? Because they didn't give us, you know, because if he was actually dead, just like they gave it, like I remember off the top of my head, they said for Breeze, It said, loved brother, hothead, married to the game. And then, of course, somebody else, who is somebody else they said? It was a bunch of them. That's the only one I can think of at the top of my head. But still, they had the description of basically what led to their death. Ghost was the only one that they kind of didn't go there with. Hmm. I wonder if we see Cantos in Power Legacy. I mean, perhaps. Unless Ghost or Tariq is working the clubs again, though, I don't really see the angle of them bringing him back. Then why did Tariq see a pool of blood, but Tommy didn't? It's another major one, bro. And you can't tell me that it was just an accident. They forgot to do it there or something like that. No, there's no way they can make a mistake like that. And like I said, also another huge one is that on the All the Smoke podcast with Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes, when Ghost was on there, he said that there were 16 episodes. We know we only seen 15. Ghost himself said that there were 16 episodes. What happened to that 16th episode? You said okay, so I didn't know that they put that for Lauren. That's interesting. Do you think Ghost been trolling all this time with the media? Yep. Yep. I do. I'm gonna say this. I do think to a degree some of the stuff he is saying is the truth, but at the same time, he understands that he can't say certain things for the possibility of him still returning. Imagine if Tommy come back to New York to see Cass and stay with Dominique. Remember that Tommy smashed Dominique. Nigga, I don't know what makes you think of that, but that would be kind of crazy to bring her back into the storyline and he's with her. Yeah, and that book two, bro. It's so many of them. That book two thing when all the people that Tariq killed, everybody was there except Ghost. Lauren, she was about to step in, but she didn't. She didn't come into the classroom. That was indication there showing you that she's not dead, but she got close. And then of course, Ghost, it was a phone call. These folks know what they're doing, bro. They might gonna show up on us when we least expect it, and I'm gonna be able to say, "I told you, a glad nigga." So, yeah, especially all the people that were saying he dead, let it go, bro. He dead, bro. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of y'all saying it, but the man gone. He been gone 60 years, bro. He ain't coming back. I can't wait to say something to y'all this day. Monet always acted like she knew about his dad when they were at the cemetery, and then another time she brought his dad up too. I think stars would never announce RIP Ghost because of marketing. Whether he dead or alive, Ghost brings in the viewership. That's true. I can't lie about that. And I did think about it. It's definitely good for the ratings. Whether he's dead or alive, the suspense of them thinking there's a possibility that he could come back keeps people glued to their seats just to see it. So they could keep on going on and on with it, and that nigga could never come back. 10 years later, Tariq mentioned him. Wait, you don't think Ghost could possibly, but I killed him. Just the fact of him saying it, everybody, I told you, he ain't never show up or nothing. You know, they could definitely pull that shit out. So niggas gonna keep going. The fact that they didn't show us a body, niggas gonna lean towards it. They have to know Ghost Return will break the internet and Star subscriptions would go crazy. They better keep negotiating with him if they haven't already. Absolutely. That's what I kept saying. Breeze showing up set the internet on fire, and Ghost Returning is going to set it on fire even more. I'm still going to stick with it. There's some people that only watch in hopes of him coming back. Yeah. And then, like, what would happen is a lot of people that stopped watching after, he was gone, they're going to return. It would be perfect to go into origins for him to narrate it. They have so much room to go. You got a Jane St. Patrick RIP, man. Ghosts' ambition and dreams continue to influence character and storyline and other power spinoff even after his death. Mm-hmm. Ghost should come back connected with the government. Yeah. And I think that's another reason, Stephen Ott has disappeared. Keep in mind, Stephen Ott all of a sudden went away from the show for quite a while too. I think what's the last season that we seen Stephen Ott? Was he in 3? I don't think he was in 3 either. I think his last season was season 2 as well. So all of the rich, powerful people like that, that can make stuff move, disappeared after season 2. So it kind of makes sense that they're, preparing for something. If my mom still watches Young and the Restless, we can keep Ghosts alive. Before Fair Play blocked me, I posed it in his Facebook group. Is it a way that you can share? What's on the meme? And is it a way that you can share it on here? Yeah, so his last season was season 2 as well. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of these people that's like that, that's very suspicious, they just all of a sudden disappear. I'll never get why people want to block you just because you disagree with it. Like a lot of people disagree with me. That shit just dumb. How many seasons do you think Legacy will have? Shit, 4. I'm gonna go with 4. And the reason why I say that is because I don't know. I'm gonna say this. It depends on how long they're planning on going with Tariq's storyline. Because I'm almost positive that, let's say even if Ghost was to return too, you feel me? If Ghost was to return, and of course Tommy's still going to be around, I believe it's going to be the final chapter for them. Like they might go out together or something like that, and finally give Ghost the ending he deserves. And Tariq's storyline would be after that. So if they kill both of them in the earlier season, then they might stretch out it to be 6 seasons, and then the end of Tariq, whatever his ending is going to turn out to be, would be in season 6. Or it could, like I said, let's say Tommy gets taken out season 4, Ghost gets taken out season 4, brand new spinoff, and whatever that brand new spinoff is with Tariq is going to be probably the final season of Tariq's chapter. So I don't think they can go too long with Legacy if they're planning on, finally writing off Tommy's character. And I think in order for it to match, that's the reason why they're putting so many episodes in the season for Origins. So that when Legacy is over, Origins will be kind of ending closer around the same time. Even though they covered way more story in Origins. Just to let you know, if you're a moderator, you are allowed to send links on here. I thought so. Yeah. The Asian guy with Tamika, he had intel too. Yeah, John Mott. Exactly. And then here's another major thing. Cool that you bringing up John Mott. Keep in mind, in season 4 and 5, John Mott was working with Cooper Sacks hard to take down, James St. Patrick. Why all of a sudden, when Ghost shows up and he's working with Stephen I, now he's super protective of Ghost's image? Think about that. Like when Rashad was saying, gentlemen, I don't, I could go out and say what I know, that he's that he was a murdering, homicidal, something he said about Ghost. And then of course John was like, well, we certainly can't have you say that, can we? It's a reason why they were so protective of his image. He didn't even become the lieutenant governor. I think they have another, motive that they're pushing later on down the line, but it's just not time yet. So that's the reason why, he changed his tune. I think Blanca know too. I don't know about Blanca. I think she might be a little too low to know. Ghost needs to beat Tariq ass, Roger Jackson style, for losing his trust fund to some crooked ass white nigga. He might just give that shit to him because the nigga been out of control. I used to be addicted to the Young and the Restless, schedule my college classes around it. Ghost needs to do Tariq like Zion was doing now. Throw his ass through a wall and shit. Well, he threw Braden through the wall. The character who played Stephen Ott is a show Hotel Cocaine. Is in a show Hotel Cocaine. Okay, so he's in a show called Hotel Cocaine. Hotel Cocaine. Victor Newman still crushing the people. Ghost can too. What's up, Mike? JD Williams did a better job as Body than as Jay Pusher. If Ghost came back and Tommy went out together, then the next generation will be Tariq and Braden takeover. Yeah, I believe so. And then they're gonna, really show their storyline. Because I think the whole thing is they have to give Ghost and Tommy a legendary, exit. What do you call it if they have many storylines instead of the spinoffs? I actually forgot that. I hope they add more characters by then. 50 Cent has been sabotaging BML because he needs fans to turn on Meech and get behind his new series on federal informant Tammy Cohen's, who's alleged that Big Meech is a rat. That's kind of crazy though, because I mean that would hurt his pockets a little bit, you would think, but it does look like he is sabotaging it. It's hilarious because it's a character in OG Power named Victor, and I believe Victor could be Ghost's half brother. Ghost passed his background like he told Tyson. Yep. There's also a reason he never got the whole conversation between Ghost and Ramona. That is also true. They kind of, they just cut it off. They never really because why was she alluding to in episode 612? Some people are unstoppable without knowing, like, what the plan that Ghost might be having in place is. I hope Riley or Kiki return to help Braden in rehab. I could give two shits if they return. Or what if they pull a telenovela type move and have Ghost have plastic surgery? That way they get a new actor and don't have to pay Amari what he wants. Bro, that'd be so crazy. But I still think that they could, turn out to be a negative because fans probably wouldn't like that. My opinion. I think fans would go against that and they could take a hit. No, I don't think that's a good idea. When Tommy go to New York, he gonna bring back 2-bit, but the timelessness won't fit. I think they're gonna just do time skipping, bro, to to make sure it do add up so that he can get back to where he needs to be. Book 5 Legacy could revolve and continue with Ghost trying to give them a way out the game, but Tariq and Tommy escaped prison. We never saw a prison break since Alicia Jimenez. Hmm. I watched so much I forgot Victor. Ramona wasn't at the funeral either. Yep, she sure wasn't. We're gonna get Alejandro to help with that. It would be interesting if Frankie made a return to Power Legacy with Medina. What would be Frankie's role? Imagine Ghost return with his hair and beard dyed blonde. Why the fuck would he come back with a blonde hair and beard? Might say Ghost albino now. Y'all think that was Kate giving Tommaso head in front of the club? That's probably why Tommy was with Breeze and Ghost all the time. I remember DeMarcus was the first one to point out that he think that's Kate. I do remember that. And it'd be crazy if it did turn out to be her. You think 2-bit gonna pull up on Tariq again? Yep. Yep. That's gonna happen. And it's gonna be a hilarious ass scene. Kate was wild and she was a stripper, right? Yep. She was a stripper. That's how she met her Tommy dad. Tony Teresi. Hmm. All right, though. So I'm about to get ready to get close to wrapping this thing up. One thing my ass starting to feel a little sleepy. And I still got to do the prep and stuff for the morning. And I got a few videos that I'm going to do for tomorrow to try to get out. So we can get our last little couple of comments and stuff on out or questions because I'm not gonna hold this one no 3 hours and stuff like the other ones. Better tell her no. There you go. The evil twin brother. 2-Bit will likely serve as trusted soldier for Tommy, helping him manage his business and protect his interests. Frankie could redeem help Pods redeem Angela's death with Don Carter. I mean, why come out so damn much later though? Paz got to come back. She has all the reasons to do so. That's true. That's one that should absolutely be on the lookout for, because it just would make sense. You remember how angry, that's the reason why I was pushing this so heavy during book 2 goes. Like I think the storyline got derailed due to the cancellation because there's no way you can tell me in real life that Paz was going crazy the way she was doing, almost shooting Ghost over Angela. But she thinks Tariq took out her son, her flesh and blood, and she don't make any moves. That don't make sense. She has to come after him. In the morning, are you going to talk about Young Thug police interrogation leak where he snitched? Oh shit! You just introduced something to me, bro, because I didn't know about that. Thank you. Shit, I'm gonna add that to it. I didn't know shit about that. Trying to find some information on that. Oh shit. That is crazy. All right. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna add that in there. I didn't know that shit happened. And nigga, you the one that shot up my mama's bar. Tell me. I also the motherfucker you don't want to point a gun at. I can see him saying some shit like that. I think there another spinoff coming. Yeah, me too. I think it has to be more than just Origins and Legacy. It's probably two more coming, I would say. More scenes with Monet and Tommy would have absolutely been hilarious. You think RSJ gonna come back into play? I think RSJ would fit into influence really well if they was to go ahead and complete that one and put it out there. I hope we see more 2-bit since his alleged ex Courtney is no longer writing for Power. Right, because she just at this point Courtney was just destroying the show with her damn emotions. She needs to stop that shit. RSJ, I wonder who he was connected to. Who was his father? Yeah. Or hopefully Origins maybe give us a little, insight on that. Braden, what should we do? Tariq, let my uncle kill his ass. Braden, Reek, what the fuck? I'm just saying it would solve a lot of shit. I'm going in. Nigga, what? I was hoping Pa's son was really Ghost's and Angela's son that that she raised. Yeah, I know a lot of people were saying it. I'm gonna try and find it again and send that to you. Talking about the snitch thing. Would you rather not pay taxes on anything forever or not have to pay back school loans for reparation? I think I'll take the no taxes, my boy, because that's forever. The student loan stuff, if you ain't got to pay taxes for stuff, if you're smart about it, you can create a lot of smart investments that you ain't got to worry about coming back to hunt you to a degree if you do it right and clear out those damn student loans. I hope they do a prequel or past characters to fill in the holes they miss. Hell yeah, they need to. Do y'all think Harper Monet character was pointless in Power Book 2 Ghost? As of now, yes. But I think, like I said, they was gonna originally do something with it. But after they decided not to go with influence and book 2 being canceled, I think they kind of affected it. I'd rather see Tejada spend prequel than Origins. That's kind of crazy, but okay. I don't know why I feel like he may possibly be Ghost's brother. I just feel like he knew a lot about Ghost, but he didn't let Tariq know and wasn't trying to let him know he's his uncle. A lot of people were thinking that when he first surfaced that he could possibly be the brother. Anything else though, people? RSJ or Don Carter? Yeah, I would go with I would go with Don Carter a little bit more than RSJ, but hey, could be. Y'all gonna make a topic out of this. Keep bringing it up. Tahada, seeing a Tahada spinoff. The bookie, that's interesting. The bookie do give me RSJ vibes a little bit. That's an interesting take there. It's something I never thought about or heard. Carter said Tariq smells like that nigga. Yeah, but I think he was referring to, you know, him acting just like him. Those flashback scenes with Monet seem like a Tejadas prequel would be good. And that's something that I said that I think they will do. Because in my opinion, when I first was hearing about all these spinoffs, I thought it would be a good idea to do two prequels, two modern day ones. That way they can do crossovers with both of them. Yeah, I think they have same dad but different mothers, and RSJ mother remarried and changed their last names. Taraji would be Monet and the mom. I think that's a good casting. Years ago on a podcast with BookTube season one, Courtney Kemp did say she wanted to make Power like a Marvel cinematic universe. Yep, she did say that. Hmm. All right, let me read up these final ones. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, how old was she when she went out on her own? It would be cool to see how she hooked up with Mecca and left Zeke behind. Hmm. Not gonna lie, Disney doing their thing with the universes. Marvel, Kingdom Hearts, like 40 with them grown kids. I want to know about Mecca too. Look just as fly as she wanna be. All right, let's go ahead and I'm about to get ready to wrap this thing up. Let's see what we're doing here. They could expand power beyond Ghost, Tommy, and Tariq. Yeah, they got to start introducing new characters. Got to start introducing new characters that are interesting enough to carry it after they are gone. So I guess new, younger characters possibly, or they don't even necessarily have to be younger. I guess just they got to be introduced while they're still on screen. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. What he said before I get up out of here, I'm gonna address your comment on here. What he said on that podcast, he said, I mean, it's the truth. They can say he overvalued himself, but the truth is that it was pretty egregious that he was getting paid only $150,000 an episode. When you got people like, you know, Taraji was getting paid 180 for Empire. And this is no shot at Taraji, but let's just be real. Her character as Cookie is nowhere near as big as Ghost's character on Power. And then on top of that, like he said, he was the face of the network, not just the show. He was the face of Starz Network. People only had Starz subscriptions because of Power. And whenever you go to Starz, before all these spinoffs and shit started, every time they always saying, scream our hit series Power. You see Amari Hargreff's face. So that there tells you that his value is a lot. The ratings would go off the roof if they was to bring him back. So yeah, Mary J was getting paid 150. Yeah, 400,000. Yep. So Mary J is worth 400,000, and I get it. Mary J is an icon. Not necessarily in the film world, but as an artist, R&B artist and stuff like that. She's legendary. So she would bring. She brought, at least because it's over now, a different fan base to the channel. But still, you should definitely pay Amari at least what Mary J was getting paid. Yeah, I remember Jannard and Zig being in Snowball. Mary J is what got Book 2 canceled, paying all that much money and then the cast spending money on all them clothes. Yeah, I know he definitely. I remember he was talking with Tyler Perry, and he was discussing, how much the cost of the show was, and Tyler was basically telling him, you know, he could get it done, and it could be much cheaper because I think he was saying they were spending like 10 million or so per episode, and that's actually quite a lot. Now it'd be different if Stars was giving them a bigger budget, but that wasn't the case. Like I remember Game of Thrones. Like I remember Game of Thrones was having something similar. They had a similar budget or something like that, but Game of Thrones was on HBO. HBO was giving them a huge budget. Like they actually had actors getting paid $1 million. So that tells you how big theirs were. They could afford to do that, but saying Tyler people and City Trends. Method Man got paid what Ghost was. Yeah, exactly. Method Man and Tariq was both getting paid that. So It's pretty messed up. His contract was a little. Come on, they definitely should have gave him more than that. Appreciate the super chat, bro. You said, do you remember that the character Lulu, Jannard, and Zig was in Snowfall also? Of course, of course. I wasn't a huge fan of Lulu's character. Well, you know, his real name. What's his real name? Malcolm's character in Snowfall. I mean, it wasn't bad, but you know, I just wasn't a huge fan of it. And then, of course, Jannard, his character was very limited. You know, when he was playing the wife of what Louis' best friend, I mean husband, sorry. And then of course Zig was Big Dion. Now I did like Big Dion. Big Dion was only thing I didn't like about Big Dion is I did not like. I mean, I kind of didn't like the, you know, fighting scene, you know, between him and Leon, how it turned out. Actually was there for the shooting of that too. And you know, when they did it, I feel like when they did that scene in person while I was watching, it looked better there than the actual footage. Not saying that it was bad, but I don't know. I just thought when I was watching it then, it was better. It's just bad blood between Amari, 50 Stars, and Courtney Kemp. Well, whatever it is, they need to learn business is business, get that shit fixed, and make that money and give the fans what they want. That's simple. But anyways, people, like I was saying, I'm about to go ahead and hop off here. We had 2.5 hours. Like always, appreciate everybody who stopped through, showed love, you know, engaged. But I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. We will be doing a morning show. So those of y'all that attends the morning show, I'll see you there. And of course, another late night one tomorrow. Same time, 11 or 11:30. 11:30 if I'm behind, 11 if I'm, you know, if I, what made me do 11:30 today was Alejandro ass. When I seen that bullshit by Alejandro, I said, let me make this video. Fuck that. So, you know, that pushed it back a little bit. But yeah, so 11 or 11:30, of course, just pay attention to the community and we'll be up rolling again tomorrow. So until next time, my good people, I'm going to holler at you.